how much does one forest really matter to the planet? When we talk about the global fight against climate change, few places are quite as central or as vulnerable as the Amazon rainforest. Spanning 9 countries and covering more than 5 million square kilometers, the Amazon is often called the lungs of the earth. But accelerating deforestation is putting that role at risk, with serious consequences for the global climate efforts. So, how will deforestation of the Amazon affect the fight against climate change? It weakens one of the planet's most important carbon sinks, accelerates climate feedback loops, and undermines international climate cooperation. First, deforestation of the Amazon severely reduces the world's ability to absorb carbon dioxide. The Amazon rainforest acts as a massive carbon sink, absorbing billions of tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, in its 2023 synthesis report, it forecasts globally absorb roughly 1/3 of human-caused CO2 emissions, with the Amazon playing an outsized role. When trees are cut down or burned, the carbon is released back into the atmosphere. Research published in the Nature Climate Change in 2022 found that large portions of the eastern Amazon are already emitting more carbon than they absorb due to deforestation and forest degradation. Instead of helping slow climate change, the areas are actively worsening climate change. This directly undermines global emission targets, as climate change strategies that rely on natural carbon sinks assume the Amazon remains intact. As an IPCC scientist warns, losing that absorption capacity might make it significantly harder for countries to meet their Paris Agreement goal of limiting warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Second, Amazon deforestation accelerates dangerous climate feedback loops. The Amazon does not just store carbon, it also regulates the global climate system through a process known as evapotranspiration. The forest releases moisture into the atmosphere, helping it stabilize rainfall patterns across South America and influencing weather in North America and Europe. According to research from the World Meteorological Organization in 2024, continued deforestation increases the risks that part of the Amazon could reach a tipping point where rainforest ecosystems shift into dry savanna. Once that happens, the forest's ability to regenerate collapses. Scientists at NASA have warned in 2023 that this tipping point could trigger cascading effects, including the prolonged droughts, increased wildfires, and further carbon emissions. These feedback loops make climate change faster and more unpredictable, complicating mitigation and adaptation efforts all over the world. In other words, deforestation doesn't just add emissions, it removes a large stabilizing force from all of the Earth's climate. Third, Amazon deforestation undermines the global climate cooperation and credibility, as the international climate agreements rely on trust and shared responsibility. Brazil, which is home to roughly 60% of the Amazon, plays a critical role in global climate leadership. According to the UN Environmental Programme reports from 2024, progress on protecting the Amazon is often cited as a benchmark for whether major emerging economies are serious about climate commitments like the Paris Agreement. When deforestation spikes, it weakens international momentum. Countries become less willing to strengthen their own climate policies if major carbon sinks are being destroyed in other countries. As the New York Times reported in 2024, disputes over the Amazon deforestation have already strained relations between Brazil and the EU over trade and environmental standards, as well as other things. At the same time, deforestation affects indigenous communities whose land stewardship has been shown to significantly reduce when the forest is lost. The World Resource Institute reported in 2023 that indigenous managed regions and lands in the Amazon experience far lower deforestation rates. Ignoring those protections not only accelerates emissions, but it also undermines climate justice, a key component of global cooperation. So, how does deforestation in the Amazon affect the global fight against climate change? It strips away one of the Earth's most powerful climate sinks. It accelerates the tipping point, and it weakens international trust and cooperation. The Amazon is not just a regional environmental issue, it's a global linchpin. If the world hopes to slow climate change, protecting the Amazon isn't an optional thing. As climate scientists repeatedly emphasize, once critical thresholds are crossed, no amount of future policy ambition can easily undo the damage. The fate of the Amazon and the future of global climate efforts are inseparably linked. Thank you.